What's up, investors and people of Reddit, it's the Russian Dude and this is your daily update on the Russian-Ukrainian war as of Friday, April 8th. And this time, as always, I have two major stories to talk about with you today. First is the tragic event in Kramatorsk, Donetsk region, where a missile strike killed more than 50 people, and it is still uncertain who is responsible for this attack. I'll give you stories from both sides, so please make sure to keep watching so that you can make your very own conclusion. And second is the Russian propaganda about Ukrainians filming fake videos to discredit Russian army. Little did they know that propaganda about Ukrainian fakes turned out to be fake itself. And also please stay for this part of the video as well and you see what I mean. I will also briefly present some other major news and events that happened today. A very big and sad tragedy happened today in Kramatorsk, Donetsk region, Ukraine. For obvious reasons I'm not able to show the pictures of the aftermath because the death counts approximately 50 plus bodies. But at the picture right here we see a missile that is responsible for the explosion, and this missile is called .U. So the explosion happened in Kramatorsk train station where Ukrainian civilians were waiting for evacuation. Russia immediately blamed Ukraine for this attack, and the main argument that they had is that the Russian army does not carry these missiles called .U. Besides that, it is the same type of missile which was used in the middle of Donetsk March 14, which killed 17 people, with Russia blaming Ukraine once again for this event. But in return, the Ukrainian side was obviously blaming Russia. First of all, they were presenting some photo and video evidences where it was clearly seen that Russians do have .U as their missile. Second, there was an allegedly intercepted radio communication of Russian army, which basically said that they were targeting the army of Ukraine, which was basically in the same territory. And third argument from the Ukrainian side is that why would Ukraine kill its own civilians? And by the way, on the side of this missile, it is written for the kids, which basically means this was some kind of revenge. But unfortunately, from 50 plus people who already died because of this strategy, some of them were kids. So these are basically different stories from both sides, and it is now up to you to decide which side you believe. Were these the Russians who are targeting the Ukrainian army, and unfortunately because of some catastrophic miscalculation they killed civilian Ukrainians? Or were these Ukrainians who killed their own civilians just to provoke Russia? The representatives from Kremlin mentioned that Putin cannot be prosecuted for war crimes, which was kind of obvious that they were gonna say this, but just the idea that they have this in the back of their minds already raises lots of questions. And by the way, if you like this style of daily news reporting, feel free to like this video and subscribe to my channel. In this video you can see a thermite explosion which happened at the city of Popasная, Lugansk region. In this video we can see a missile strike which happened in Vasishevo, Kharkov region. Some Estonians created this online interactive map which shows the location of those Russians who are responsible for massacre in Bucha. And one of the ways they were able to do this is because of leaked passport scans, which Russians were using whenever they were sending stolen goods back to their home country. You just can't make this up, but this is an actual footage from Russian news where reporters said that in this video 2 Ukrainian soldiers are creating this mannequin to make it look like a dead civilian so that they can discredit Russian army. Basically the whole idea of this particular news segment was to show the population of Russia how Ukrainians create fake videos and photos to make Russian army look bad. And just a couple of hours after this news report, this woman made a post saying that Russian propaganda was using fake video to make it look like Ukrainians are making fakes. I know it might sound a little bit confusing, but this is exactly what happened. So basically this woman, she's a part of a filmmaking group, and basically they were making this mannequin because they were simply recording a TV show. And she even shared with us the video where this specific mannequin was used in the filmmaking process. So there you have it. Russian propaganda was using fake videos just to make it seem like Ukrainians are using fake videos. Russian army is notoriously known for looting Ukrainian property and sending it back home. Most popular things that they steal are obviously electronics, such as even washing machines, computers and laptops. But sometimes they can steal even something as insignificant as dog houses. And sometimes it works against them, because a couple of videos ago I was talking about one Russian soldier who stole Apple AirPods, and because you can track Apple products, the army was easily tracked. And so in this picture we can see a protest in Lviv where residents brought their items which they no longer use, put some red paint on this and basically told, here you go Russians, take it. Sergei Beseda, who is the general of Federal Security Service, which is basically the analogy of KGB, is now facing prison time. He was one of these higher government officials who are responsible for this so-called military operation in Ukraine. And most people think that the reason why he's facing jail time, it is because this military operation takes takes way longer than anticipated and it doesn't go according to the plan. But official position of Russia is that he is being accused of bribery and stealing. This Museum of International People's Achievements that is located in Moscow used to have flags of different countries, and now as you can see the only two flags that are remaining are Russian and Belarusian. It is reported that some Russian soldiers shoot their own legs just so they cannot be sent to Ukraine. In this picture we can see the historic center of Mariupol before February 24th. And this is the picture from today. In this video we can see a civilian building in Borodyanka, Ukraine. In this video we can see a grenade which was left under a chair in Bucha, Ukraine. And it's not the very first time we see something like this to happen. Ukrainian army is now warning all the civilians who are returning back to their liberated homes to be extremely careful, because such mines can be found almost everywhere. Recently there has been a survey among Ukrainians asking how their mindset have changed since the beginning of this so-called military operation. And here we have some of the most interesting results. In July, approximately 56% of Ukrainians thought that Russians and Ukrainians are the same nation. And at this very moment, 91% of Ukrainians think that Russians and Ukrainians are not the same. In August, 34% of Ukrainians were feeling pride for their government. And today, 80% of Ukrainians are extremely patriotic. Previously, 75% of those people who probably had dual citizenships recognized themselves as Ukrainians. And at this very moment, 98% of those people say that they are from Ukraine. 27% of Ukrainians thought about themselves as Europeans, and now this number is 57%. And finally, around 64% of Ukrainians think that it will be completely impossible to restore any kind of relationships with Russians. And around 22% think that it will only start to happening in 20-30 years. In this video you can see the first-person action of Ukrainian battalion Azov, destroying Russian tanks. Vladimir Zelensky mentioned today that Ukraine can beat Russia in this war for as long as the world supports Ukraine. On this map you can see how the situation in Ukraine was developing all the way since the very first day. And by the way, if you want to see full video, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications, because I will upload it later tonight. Whenever you try to translate "Dear Russians" in Google Translate, it asks you, did you mean dead Russians? I did check it myself right now, and yes, it is true. You can go ahead and check it yourself. And I mean, I kinda understand that in war all means are good, but this is kinda low from Google. The Prime Minister of Italy, Mario Draghi, mentioned that the country will probably not ban Russian gas. Instead, they are looking to set the highest prices they're willing to pay for Russian natural resources. The Chancellor of Germany, Olaf Scholz, has not still sent tanks to Ukraine. The Russian currency ruble continues its strengthening against US dollar. Just a quick reminder, at the very peak for $1, people were ready to give approximately 140 Russian rubles. And at the lowest point today, the exchange rate between these two currencies was approximately 71 rubles, which makes it almost twice lower than its peak numbers. One of the reasons why Russian currency was going so strong against US dollar, it is because there was a big commission to buy US dollars and European euros. Specifically, if you want to buy an international currency online, you are charged with 12% fee, which basically means that in most cases buying dollars and euros were not making financial sense. And starting next Monday, April 11th, the central bank will remove this commission, which in my understanding can potentially mean that Russia will once again start devaluating against US dollar. Finland, which shares the northern border with Russia, is getting ready to join NATO. They are planning to join the alliance approximately by the end of April. The Prime Minister of Ukraine, Denis Shmyhal, mentioned that Ukraine will be nationalizing all the Russian property that they can find to help them rebuild the country. This map shows the number of Russian diplomats which were removed from different European countries starting from February 24th. The President of European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, arrived to Bucha, Ukraine today. She visited major combat scenes and spoke with the President of Ukraine, Vladimir Zelensky, assuring him that the European Union will support Ukraine no matter what. She also mentioned that in case Russia will try to sell Russian gas for Russian rubles, this will be treated as sanctions evasion, and those countries which will be buying Russian gas will be seen as financial supporters of Russia. Moldavia is one of the first countries which legally prohibited the use of Z and V letter markings, and the maximum fine for this is around $200. Thank you so much for your attention, stay safe, and see you on Monday.